Welcome to episode 3 on the series What Technology Cannot Replace, Being Human. There are some questions technology can answer in seconds. How tall is Mount Everest? What is the capital of France? How do I bake a chocolate cake? How do I change a tire? We live in an age where information is available almost instantly. Artificial intelligence can explain. Search engines can advise. Experts can educate. Technology can provide answers to almost anything. But there are some experiences in life where information is not enough. Moments where knowledge cannot heal. Moments where advice cannot remove pain. Moments where understanding something intellectually is completely different from living through it emotionally. Because there are things no machine can carry for us. No technology can experience them on our behalf. No algorithm can walk through them for us. And perhaps nothing reveals this more clearly than grief. At some point in life, almost every one of us will experience a loss that changes us. Perhaps it is a mother, a father, a husband, a wife, a sibling, a child, a close friend, or even a beloved pet. People often underestimate the loss of a pet until they experience it, until the silence where a familiar sound used to be, until the empty bed or the empty chair, the empty routine. Because love does not measure importance by species. Love measures importance by connection. And grief follows wherever love has lived. I remember realizing something profound about grief. Not while reading a book or speaking to someone or even researching, but while living through the loss itself. Because when we lose someone that we love, something inside us desperately wants answers. We want certainty. We want relief. We want to know how long the pain will last. We want someone to explain what is happening to us. Today, many people turn to technology. We open Google or we open ChatGPT. We search, how do I deal with grief? Or why does loss hurt so much? Or how long does healing take? Will I ever feel normal again? And the answers we receive from technology are often thoughtful, helpful, compassionate, informative. Sometimes exactly what we need in that moment. But eventually, something happens. The screen you look at goes dark. The search eventually ends. The conversation ends. And we are still left with our grief. Because information is not healing. Advice is not healing. Understanding grief is not the same as experiencing it. Reading about heartbreak is not the same as having your heart broken. Knowing the stages of grief is not the same as walking through them. One of the hardest truths about grief is that nobody can do it for you. Not your family, not your friends, not your therapist, not technology, not artificial intelligence. People can support you, walk beside you, listen to you, comfort you, but they cannot grieve on your behalf. You must feel the sadness. You must sit with the memories. You must experience the ache. And you must navigate the silence. You must learn how to live in a world that suddenly feels different after loss. And that journey cannot be automated. There is no shortcut. There's no download. There's no software update. No algorithm. Only time. Human time. The slow, unpredictable process of healing. And perhaps that is why grief feels so personal. Because every person must travel through it themselves. Technology can analyze emotions, but it cannot feel them. It can identify patterns, but it cannot miss someone. It can describe heartbreak to the T, but it cannot experience heartbreak. It can generate comforting words, but it cannot sit beside you in silence while tears fall. It can explain why grief hurts, but it cannot carry the weight of a final goodbye, because some experiences require more than intelligence. They require humanity, and that distinction matters. Perhaps grief exists because love exists. Think about it. If we never loved anyone, we would never grieve. If relationships carried no meaning, loss would carry no pain. If people left no impact, their absence would not hurt. The depth of grief often reveals the depth of connection. And while grief is painful, it is also evidence of something so beautiful. Evidence that someone mattered. Evidence that love existed. Evidence that a life touched another life. Sometimes we wish we could remove grief entirely. But if we removed grief, would we also remove love? And would that really be a better world? There comes a moment in most healing journeys when we realize something so important. The goal is not forgetting. The goal is not pretending the loss never happened. The goal is learning how to carry love differently. Learning how to remember without breaking. Learning how to smile without the guilt. Learning how to continue living while honoring what was lost. And that takes time. Not technological time, human time. The kind of time measured not by clocks, but by acceptance and growth, understanding, and eventually peace. The most important parts of life cannot be outsourced. Love cannot be outsourced. Forgiveness cannot be outsourced. Healing cannot be outsourced. Grief cannot be outsourced. These experiences belong to us, not because life is unfair, but because these experiences are part of what makes us human. And perhaps humanity's greatest moments are not found in avoiding pain. Perhaps they are found in what pain teaches us about love. Think about someone you have loved deeply, someone who changed your lives, someone whose memory still makes you smile. Now ask yourself, would you trade every moment of them in exchange for never experiencing grief? Would you erase the love to avoid pain? Or is grief simply the price we pay for having experienced something precious? Because perhaps grief is not evidence that something went wrong. Perhaps it is evidence that something beautiful happened. Technology can offer guidance. Technology can offer support. Technology can offer valuable information. But there are journeys technology cannot walk for us. Grief is one of them. Because grief is not a problem to solve. It is an experience to live through. And while loss changes us, love changes us too. Perhaps that is why grief hurts so deeply. Because love leaves fingerprints on the soul. When someone leaves, those fingerprints remain. Technology may replace many things humans do, but never forget to ask, can it replace what humans are? So until next time, remember those you love, treasure those who remain, and most importantly, stay human. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next episode.